Okay, so now comes the tricky part, taking off the actual rotor. The main issue here is rust. Sometimes decades old rust can be surprisingly stubborn. So to counter that, we got some WD-40. Go ahead and spray some in there. Right around the spoke. Get a good amount in there. And also in the back here. Right here. Kind of spin it around. Bring it over. Spray some more. Turn it around. Spray some more. So, to better describe it, I'll show you the rotor on the driver's side. So here we are. The rust is mainly around here. This is the contact. So that's why we want to spray WD-40 inside here as much as possible, as well as around the inner circumference here. Okay? So, now obviously this is not going to come out by itself, so we got to hammer it. Hammer around like this, just to break down the rust. And you'll notice I'll have the actual bolts here. This is to protect the screws from getting hammered. So you want to hammer around here, as well as the other side. And eventually, the rust should become loose, and you should be able to take out the rotor. Okay, so finally with some good hammering and fidgeting, we finally get this thing off, as so. The rust breaks off, and it can slide off easily. So one thing to know, I noticed, is it's not a good idea to hammer the backside, because it makes an imprint. So please just hammer on this side. And the part where you want to really concentrate is this rim here. See, as you see, it detaches. Like so. So now, we have the new one. And we go ahead and slide it on. Like so. And make sure it's a good fit. Just for comparison. Yeah, here we are. Okay, let's begin the reassembly process. Alright, after the rotor's been placed securely onto the spoke, go ahead and put on the bracket. Bracket has 2 bolts on the back, 2 bolts on the front. We're looking at 2 bolts on the back. So you want to concave in like so it fits well. Yeah, make sure the bracket opening is facing the rotor, and make sure the bolts are where they need to be. So afterwards, we just line up the bolts and begin bolting it in. Okay, so after we put on the rotors, go ahead and put on the bracket. Align the bracket in such a way that the concave is facing the rotor as shown. That way, we can put the brake pad here, or rather here. So, the top bolt, I've already bolted in, like so. Just a little tighter, and now I want to go for the bottom one. So, first put in through the hole from the axle, and then line it up. Line it up with the hole from the bracket. So this is obviously not lined up. Let's pull this out a little bit. There we go. Okay. Okay, got the bottom one. Now go for the top one. Okay. Just hand tighten both bolts.